Hello, everyone. My name is Srishti and I'm a fintech advisor here at Hyperbots. Today, I'm delighted to have John Silverstein as my guest. Thank you so much, John, for taking out the time today. John is the VP of FP&A at Extreme Reach, and today we will be discussing New Jersey state sales tax and use tax, as well as how businesses can stay compliant with these evolving requirements. So, shall we get started, John?
Yeah, let's get started.
Perfect. To get started with, can you give us an overview of New Jersey's sales tax and use tax rules, particularly regarding which goods and services are taxable and which are exempt?
Yeah, in New Jersey, most things are particularly tangible personal property is subject to sales tax, electronics, clothing over $110, and furniture. Certain items are exempt, though, such as groceries and prescription drugs, medical devices, similar to other states. New Jersey also imposes a use tax, though, on goods purchased outside the state that are brought back to the state of New Jersey. So many of these services are exempt, but some, like repairs, maintenance, and certain professional service, can be taxable as well. Plumbing repair services are taxable, while the labor on a new construction job is not taxable.
Understood. And how does New Jersey's sales tax rate vary across different jurisdictions?
New Jersey's sales tax is 6.625 currently, and it's relatively uniform across the state, except there are certain urban areas like Camden, Jersey City, Newark, and things that do apply additional local taxes in enterprise zones or specific regional tax incentives, but these are typically capped at 6.625 for most purchases. In contrast, certain counties may implement tax exemptions for specific industries like the manufacturing or research to encourage growth in those sectors as well.
I see. That's very interesting. And can you share your insights on how frequently do these sales and use tax rates change, and what factors contribute to these changes?
The sales tax rates in New Jersey have been generally stable over the last many years, and they adjust them less frequent than other states. So that's a little bit easier from the side of having to keep up with the changes. But the last major change occurred in 2018, so quite a while ago, and that's where the rate went up to 6.625. And typically stem from state budget adjustments, actions from the legislation, or new programs or tax reforms. Additionally, there's use tax rates are often aligned with the sales tax rates. Businesses have to monitor the rules around out-of-state purchases. So that's one of the challenges that's unique to New Jersey that you may not have in other states. And then they can change based on state agreements or court decisions like the Wayfair ruling, which happened that altered the way remote sales are taxed.
No, that definitely makes sense. So, on to the next question around the challenges. What are some of the challenges businesses face in keeping up with New Jersey's sales and use tax regulations?
One of the main challenges in New Jersey is ensuring that they correctly apply the state's sales and use tax to both in-state and out-of-state transactions. With that increased complexity of online sales and cross-border commerce, with New Jersey kind of having a lot of movement too, where you're going to New York and Pennsylvania, and the states are smaller in the Northeast too. It can get more tricky where you must track which goods are taxable and which are exempt and which have to have use tax reporting. Keeping up with these exemptions for different industries as well, for manufacturing versus not for profits or special zones. If you're in one of those urban enterprise zones, can create confusion. So the digital landscape also adds further complexity as New Jersey also taxes digital products like the software and cloud services as well.
Understood. Can you share where can companies find reliable, up-to-date information on New Jersey sales tax and use tax rates?
Yeah, the primary source for New Jersey is the New Jersey Division of Taxation website, where it's most accurate and up-to-date sales tax and use information. It also includes the tax rate tables, the guides, and details on specific exemptions, and has some examples and things on there that can help. You also have third-party resources like Hyperbots, Avalars, Avatax that can provide the real-time updates as they're also monitoring these sites for the changes that might happen in the tax laws, which helps businesses automate their compliance processes. These also integrate into your ERP, so that makes it a little bit easier to keep up to date and get the correct rates on each transaction.
That is really helpful. And can you share an example of how any given business might use these resources to stay compliant with New Jersey's sales tax and use tax rules?
Yeah, the biggest example is like an e-commerce company selling products in New Jersey and other states. It can use Hyperbots or Avalara to automatically calculate the correct sales tax based on the customer's location. If the customer is in New Jersey, the system applies the 6.625 sales tax rate. If the business ships the product to New Jersey from a neighboring state, it can also ensure that you have the correct use tax as applied as well. So these tools will help track, and also for specific tax exemptions where you may not be mistakenly charged for sales tax as well for like a grocery or prescription drug.
I see. And that brings me to the next question. Given your experience, how can AI help companies stay on top of sales tax and use tax changes in New Jersey?
Yeah, AI is incredibly helpful, and we're already seeing it provide a huge benefit for this because it's applying the sales and use tax rates accurately. The tools like Hyperbots or Avalara, AI is automatically monitoring the rate changes, the state, local levels, any changes in rulings and things. It's flagging any new rules or rate modifications immediately. So this updates the systems immediately and also checks the tax authority updates. It also AI power tools can learn over time, improving their understanding of the specific transactions so you can reduce the risk of human error and make sure that there's the right categorizations on those products.
Perfect. And that brings me to the last question. Are there any specific AI tools or features that you would recommend for managing sales tax and use tax compliance in New Jersey?
Yeah, I would highly recommend the Hyperbots or Avalara again, or any tool that can integrate with your ERP and things can really help and be excellent in ensuring that you're compliant and that you don't have the added cost of having humans go in and try to keep on top of all these, every zip code and jurisdiction across the United States on what the rule might be. So getting the real-time updates and automatic application of rates and integrating seamlessly into your ERP is critical. And AI makes this easier and more accurate across the board. So making sure you have this jurisdiction mapping, exemption handling, AI tools can streamline this process and make sure that the tax calculations processes are seamless.
That's amazing. And this has been really helpful. That brings us to the end of this discussion. Thank you so much, John, for providing these valuable insights on managing sales tax and use tax in New Jersey and the role AI is playing in simplifying all of these compliances, right? So thank you so much for your time. And to our viewers, thank you so much for staying with us. That's all that we have from our side today. Thank you so much. Goodbye. See you next time.